Hi, so I'm going to walk through the SpreeWorks application. So there's two main components we're going to look at here. The first component is the marketing site that you see on the screen right now. So this is where prospects will land and they can review the feature set and the pricing and so on for the service. And the second component then is the actual multi-tenant kind of storefront application behind that. So once a customer is ready to sign up, they can hit the Try It Now button. And then we keep the initial sign up very, very simple. We just ask for two pieces of information, so the store name and then the user's email address. So once the customer hits create store, they'll be basically not in production mode. It'll be sent a copy of it'll be sent an email to activate. But here in development mode, we're just going to get redirected automatically into the storefront. But in production, the customer would have to review the email, click the activate link, and then they would be redirected into their store, like we see right here. So now we've transitioned from the marketing application into the actual multi-tenant e-commerce platform itself. And you can see just quickly that we're on the demo application here that's been set up for the customer, and we've pre-populated some sample products for this demo, but generally we leave the store empty of products when we spin up a production store. So across the top of the screen here you can see kind of this is the SpreeWorks toolbar, and initially you can see that the store is closed. And this basically just allows the customer to get their store set up and apply the theme and get all their products set up before they launch it publicly. And we'll run through that kind of go live scenario later in the demo. So just to get a quick orientation then for the application itself. So this black bar across the top only appears to the admin of the store while the store is in closed mode, and normal customers won't see that bar once the store has been opened up. So you can see here we're on the kind of the home page of the store, and you can see the basic kind of features here. The products are being listed off, and you can drill down and look at individual products. This application is running in development mode, so it's significantly slower now running in my machine than it will be in production, because all the code has been reevaluated in real time. So the features pretty standard kind of e-commerce. You just browse products, add to cart, the full checkout service is there, with billing and shipping and all that is already ready to go out of the box for the store. So that's the very very quick look at what the storefront looks like out of the box. You can see it has a very plain theme assigned, and we'll look at how we can customize that later. But across here on the top we have kind of the three main elements of the application. So right now we're actually looking at the storefront itself here. This is the store icon. The second option here is the design, and that's for building the theme, and we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. The first area we're going to look at right now is the manage, and this is like the admin application of the system. So when I click on the manage icon, again, I'm being redirected into the admin system. Initially you can see now we're in the admin application, and it's broken down into a number of kind of tabs across the top. The overview section is currently blank as we've removed the analytics service for this demo. The first area we're going to take a look at is the products section, and so the products section basically allows customers to manage and update and kind of track stock and so on of their products. So you can see on the initial view here it's quite a simple product list. Users can click on a product and to drill down and see more details, or they can click anywhere else on the line and they can get in and do a quick edit of the kind of the core features for an individual product. You can see you basically just get to change the name and the SKU and the price, and then certain kind of flags about a product, whether it's like new or featured. But let's jump in and take a look at one of the products here. We'll just click on the Ruby on Rails baseball jersey. So now we're in the kind of the details page for the product itself. So you can see we have all the standard fields here. We have the name, the price, the SKU, and the weight, which is important when we look at our automated labeling and shipping features later on. You can have a summary and description. You have a what you see is what you get style editor here for the product description. You can set product ribbons, or basically flags, so you can kind of call out new products or featured products, and users can configure what kind of ribbons they want available, so they can add custom ones in here. Obviously you can add and upload images. You can annotate the name of the images for SEO purposes and so on there. So the next item we look at for a product is the shipping. So we handle shipping in a very, very simple way. So here you can see like this product has specific kind of shipping rates defined, and you can see they've been defined here for the two kind of major regions. So the store is interested in North America and the European Union. And you can see the first item costs $5 to ship, and the second item costs, each additional item of this product costs $1 extra to ship. And then for the European Union, you can see it's $10 and $3. So we can add multiple rates here if we wanted to include a new rate, say for the rest of the world. So we could say the first item cost $20 to ship, and each additional item then costs say $6 to ship, and we can apply that rate. So then as the user is checking out and they fill in an address from that region, they'll get the relevant shipping rates applied to their order. We can also apply kind of global rates to a product. As opposed to having individual pricing per product, you can define kind of shared rates, and then we just pick here to say, well, we don't want to use shared rates. We don't want to use specific rates. Sorry, we just want to use shared rates by clicking on the drop down there and moving back and forth between the two. And we'll look at how to configure shipping rates in a minute. Shared shipping rates. And the next feature then is the categories. And again, this is a very kind of simple to use feature. Users can choose to add their own kind of broad kind of category levels, or they can just use the two kind of default ones we've created here, which are brands and categories. So to add a new one, they just simply click on the plus icon here, and they can type in the name of an existing category. As you can see there, I'm typing in Apache, and it knows that it already exists, so I can accept that one. Or I can add a fully custom, a brand new brand. So in this case, I'll add First Data. And click add on that, and you can see we're building up the brands there. So you can do the same for categories, or you can add new groups for categorization, whatever name you might want, like price brackets, or styles, or whatever the customer needs. And so then the last section on the product form is the variants, so the variations. So in the case of like a fashion product where you have multiple sizes and colors, you can break down the product, and you can see here we're defining all the different sizes and the different colors here. So you can see here's a size medium and color green, and then you can obviously have specific SKUs for those individual variants, and you can override the master weight if one version is heavier than the other. Now, all products don't have to have variants. It's just an added option for products where that makes sense. So then down the bottom you have kind of your basic, you can save the changes you made to the product, you can obviously delete a product, and then you can temporarily disable a product if it's out of stock, or maybe you just don't want to show it temporarily, you can disable a product. So that's a very quick look at the kind of the basic product management features. Obviously on the product list we have some other, like you can search for specific product groups. You can also search by the flags that may have been applied. And we do have an import feature where you can import products from Etsy. So if a customer has an existing Etsy store, they can sync their products from Etsy, or import them from a CSV text file if they have orders from products from some other system. Okay, so the next tab we're going to look at is the Orders tab, and this is where the user basically manages the orders that are happening in the store. And again, for this demo application, we've preloaded several orders into the system just so you can see what the data will look like. But for a standard production order, obviously this will be empty initially. So again, we have some basic search features where you can search by the order number or by the customer's name, and you get your list of orders listed out here. You can see what state they're in, i.e. if they've been just completed or shipped, or different states like that. And you can drill down and look at an individual order. You get all the standard information here, like the customer's email, if they supplied any special instructions, their billing address, their shipping address, obviously a breakdown of all the line items that they have, the quantities and the prices that were charged, the subtotals, tax that was calculated, and the total value of the order. You can also manage the individual shipments, so a single order can have more than one shipment, and you can basically add tracking information for the customer there. And here we see the shipping labels feature, and this is something that's differentiated. There's two levels of service in the SpreeWorks application. One is like the standard level, and then we have the kind of advanced level, which includes this shipping integration service or label integration service. So this connects with a third-party system called Indicia, which allows customers to generate prepaid postage that they can then print out and print and affix to an individual package. So you can manually, if there's no weights defined for the products, you have to manually specify the weight, otherwise it'll calculate the total weight of the package for you. And you specify what sort of enclosure you're going to put the parcel into. You can pick your service rates, and then you can hit check rates, and that will talk live to the Indicia service and pull back real-time quotes from the different service providers. And then you can choose to accept one of those prices and then print a prepaid postage sticker that you can affix to the parcel. And then the final section here is the payments. So you can see the individual, the initial payment that was created when the customer checked out with this order. And you can also just do manual processing of additional payments here. So if the customer maybe were to ring up and ask to change the contents of an order, or add items onto an order, you can take their credit card details and apply a subsequent charge for that order. Okay, so that's again just a brief overview of the order management features. We also have across the top here, we have the ability to generate an invoice. So that's just a PDF file that can be printed off. It provides a summary of the information that we see here. It can be used as a packing list and to be included inside the package when it's sent off. The next feature we're going to look at is the shipping configuration. So we seen earlier the building up the individual shipping rates per product. This is the global shipping rate management kind of interface, and it's broken down into two sections. The first area we define as like zones, so to say like what are the main areas that we're interested in shipping in, and these are just kind of groups of countries that we ship to. Then you can kind of define what we call shipping categories. So you can see here our default shipping category only has one value in it right now. So any product that has the default shipping category applied to it will charge these rates for this destination. But you can see it only currently includes one destination. So you can include as many values as you'd like here to to an individual category, and that would automatically get applied to all products that use it. Okay. The next section then is the social tab, and this basically allows the store owner to connect their different social media accounts to their storefront. And it will provide when the user is kind of viewing a product, it'll provide like links to tweet or post a Facebook message related to a product. And you can see there we have Pinterest and Google Plus, etc. We can also connect the customer's account so that when for example a user completes an order, you can have them tweet out like, I just bought X, Y, or Z from this store. Okay. The last area of the admin tool is the configuration interface, and this is just like a general kind of hold-all area where the store owners can configure different settings relating to their account. So obviously they have basic things like their store name and their description, both important for SEO purposes. SpreeWorks also supports the tax cloud external service, which does real-time tax calculations, US tax calculations right down to a county level. The service can also actually do tax returns on behalf of stores, and it's a free service for just generating or doing the calculations. You can include messages, so when an order is placed, that you can show these instructions that will appear on each order. We also have a vacation mode for a store. So if a store owner, generally a lot of smaller stores, have a single owner operator. So if they're on vacation or away for an extended period, they can basically stop all orders being processed or flag that orders to get a message saying this order will not be processed until a certain date. So then there's some other configuration that we have just around shipping and other kind of display values. We also have kind of flexible inventory management, so a customer can choose how they want to track. They can choose not to track inventory at all. They can choose to not allow back orders. So by default, we would allow back orders. So if an item is out of stock, a customer still can still place an order for it, but obviously it'll be on hold till stock arrives. And then you can also have the option to completely hide products that are out of stock. And then you can also configure Google Analytics. So if the customer has their own Google Analytics account, they can provide their ID there. So the other settings we have up here is the Etsy sync settings. So if a customer has an Etsy store, they can configure the connection here and choose to import their products and or orders from their Etsy store into the SpreeWorks application. And the final section then is for managing the payment methods that this store provides to their customers. This information is also prompted when we go through the sign up process or the go live process later. So I'll demo that when we get to it. Okay, so that's a quick overview of kind of the initial features of SpreeWorks in the administration system. The next area we're going to look at is the theme editor and the design interface. So this is where SpreeWorks differ from a lot of other off-the-shelf kind of multi-tenant applications, multi-tenant e-commerce applications, in that the designing is all done via this interactive toolbar that you see at the bottom of the screen. So there's no code needed to build fully custom themes. So out of the box on the first tab here, we have the the kind of pre-built themes. And these settings are loaded from a shared file, so you can add, as part of the service, you can include as many themes as you like for your stores. So a customer can just, or the store owner can come across here and just pick a pre-built theme, and you'll see in the background that the store will refresh and the theme will get automatically applied to it, so they can see what their store looks like. Just one click, and they can see a radical change to their store design. So I'll just come across here and pick another theme. And again, it'll import the theme for the store and basically activate it. And you can see that we can achieve pretty radical, different looks for each store with obviously no changes to the customer. But the really interesting part here is that you can also build a theme, step by step, and really do something very custom. So I'm just going to swap back to the kind of default look and then slowly build up some customization for my store here. And the first tab we're going to look at is the Layouts tab. And the Layouts tab basically break down the store into a number of kind of sections. You can see where we have the header, and then there's subsections for that, like the logo, the search, the navigation, and each of these subsections have a number of kind of design choices that the user can kind of preview and see what they like. And then we break down the main site into numerous sections, so you can affect the header, the sidebar, the product listing page that we see here. You can also affect the product details page, and finally the cart itself, the cart page, you can customize that as well. And all these kind of higher level configurations, the header and the sidebar, these customizations will apply to the entire store, not just to the kind of product pages and the cart pages. It fully customizes the whole checkout flow too, which is quite unique for a multi-tenant e-commerce system. Okay, so I'm just going to make some kind of changes here to show the difference. So first of all, I want to show my logo as opposed to up here at the top. You can see in the header, we're just showing text. So if I swap across the logo, you can see currently like the text only option is specified. So I'm just going to pick image only. And again, you'll see the store refreshing in the background, and when it reloads, you can see now the default logo appears, and we'll show you how to customize the logo in a second. I'm also going to make a quick change here. I just want to turn off this navigation bar. I don't really want to include that there, so I'm just going to set that to none. Again, you'll see the page refreshes, and the navigation bar has disappeared. Okay. So then some of the changes I might want to make. So say for a store, maybe I only have a few products, so I want to kind of change how the products are listed, or kind of draw more attention to each product. So I can come across to the product listing tab here, and on the layout it gives you options. So currently you can see we're displaying 4 products in a row. So I can come along and just pick, say, 2 products in a row. And again, you'll see the store reloads, and now we have 2 products listed per page. We can also drill down, so I can navigate on the store in the background here. So I want to go from the product listing page now into the product details page. And again, I can do some design here. So I come across to the product detail options. I can choose to only display a short description as opposed to a long description. I can choose if I want to show a gallery of images, or I don't want to show images at all. I can control how variants might be displayed. So if there's variants for this, it could be displayed as a radio list or as a drop down. And then basically some other kind of basic features. Again, we can affect the layout here as well. We can swap the image and the text layout from left to right if we like to display our products and text in different ways. And the interesting thing here is the list of all these configurations can be built up programmatically, so you can choose to include as many customizations and as many sections as you want. It's not just hard-coded to these lists of configurations. That just by changing some configuration files in the background, you can add more customization, both sections and subsections, and then options within each of those sections as well. So to really kind of expand the customization options without having to write any code changes directly to the system. It's just kind of configuration changes. Okay, so I've done some changes to my store. I've changed the layout as much as I want. Now I want to get in and kind of start changing the colors and the look of the store itself. So we have this colors tab here, where you can see we have these kind of like pre-built set of kind of color palettes. And if I come across, you can see we're currently using this custom theme here. So if I pick, like, say, the light retro theme, you'll see the colors change in real time there. You can see the text changing in the links from blue to red as I change. You can also edit an individual color palette and edit each individual kind of color manually. So you can see I can click on the link color here, and I get this nice color picker, and I can, as I'm dragging, you can see as I'm dragging the colors here, you'll see that the links, the text color of the links on the page are changing in real time as I'm dragging the slider around. So this is you can see we support quite a wide range of colors for all the different products, and the users can decide what exact colors they want to apply to each individual kind of area of this site. So that's the colors tab. Next up is the fonts. So in the fonts tab, we have a lot of sliders here that affect both the text size of an individual of the individual kind of different text areas on the screen, and also you can change the font name. So we have a large selection of predefined fonts that a user can choose from, and that will customize the overall look of the site. And then you can come in and just resize the individual. So say here I want to make my product listing name a bit bigger. So as I grab on this slider and start sliding it up, you can see the pixel count is increasing, but you can also see the text is resizing in real time as I'm dragging the slider back and forth, similar to when I was editing the colors. So I can do the same for the price. I can drag it up just to give the price more prominence. And again, you can see there's a myriad of options here in terms of what font sizes can be resized as well. Okay, so I'm happy with the layout and my text changes and colors now. So I want to change the logo. So I'm going to come across to my images tab, and you can see we support numerous images here. So I'm going to delete the standard logo, and I'm going to upload my logo that I have prepared. So here's my logo. I'm just going to upload it. You can see again, all in real time, the image is uploaded and my logo has appeared. I also have a custom background that I've prepared, so I can upload that as well. And you can see, there we go, upload that. So you can see the image has appeared here, but it's only kind of tiled in the top left corner. So we provide lots of repeat options here. So you can see as I pick these options, you can see the image is now tiled across, horizontally, or I can tile it vertically, or I can just tile it the whole way across the screen. So that image works nicely when tiled the whole way across the screen. So I'm going to leave it leave it like that. But those options provide a lot of customization for kind of different styles of backgrounds that can be achieved with those kind of customization options. So my store is looking pretty good now. I'm pretty happy with the design. We have one last tab here, which is the advanced tab. So if the store owner has a designer or has some web design skills, they can include custom CSS here to really kind of fine tweak the design. So as I type here again, I'm going to affect the color of all the links on the site as well. So as I want to add a kind of a custom rule, you'll see this will get evaluated in a second. And you can see the links now have all changed to blue here again. So that just provides an extra layer of customization that if the customer has the capability of doing that, they can really add some powerful customization options on top of the kind of pre-built tools that we've given them. All right. So that's an overview of all the kind of design and customization features that we have on the front end. So the customer is pretty much ready to go, right? We've set up our store, we've added all our products, we've built a nice custom look for our store. Now we're ready to open our store and launch it for customers. So when that happens, we can come across to the ready to open option here, which will walk us through the workflow of opening a store. So when I click on ready to open, basically what steps me through kind of the couple of steps that we need to launch our new store. So the first step is actually what payment method do we want to accept, from our customers, basically. So currently the default options are Stripe and PayPal, but they're easily replaced with some other payment gateway as needs be. So for now, I'm just going to pick Stripe as the default. When I click continue here, what's going to happen? I'm actually going to get redirected to the Stripe service. And I'm presented with like a sign-up form here if I'm a new customer, and Stripe will give us a merchant account and do all that wiring up in the background automatically. Now I already have a Stripe account, so I'm just going to sign in here to save filling out that form. So once I sign into my account, I'll seamlessly get redirected back to the SpreeWorks application, and all my merchant details will be automatically wired into the SpreeWorks application, so there's no manual configuration needed. And then it'll step me on to the next step of the kind of go live or ready to open workflow. So the next step is actually providing how I, as the store owner, want to pay SpreeWorks for the service. So right now, again, this is integrated with Stripe, but could easily be integrated with any third-party payment gateway. So as you can see here, the customer is presented with the choice, right, to use either the standard plan or the Pro plan. So the Pro plan being the one that includes the payment labels. And again, you can just, in demo mode, we have a credit card pre-filled here, but I'm just going to fill in my name and accept the default credit card details. But obviously, a customer would have to fill in their real credit card information here. So I'm going to choose the Pro plan and then just click continue. And that's the final step of the go live workflow. So the customer will get a nice message here to say like your store is now live, and it'll prompt them if they've configured their social media connections like Facebook or Twitter, it'll prompt them to tweet that their store is now live, and it'll also notify them via email when their first sale is made. So you can see in the top bar now that the closed icon has been replaced with this open icon, which means that the store is ready for business. So if I come and just open up a new window here as a different user and visit my store, so this is basically what the application looks like when visited by a normal customer, i.e. somebody who's not logged on. And you can see, we can see the customization, the store is ready to go, and you can see the bar isn't present across the top of the screen because that bar only appears to the store owner. So this store is ready for checkout. People can start browsing and adding products and doing checkouts. It's a live store ready for sales. Okay, so that concludes the demo of SpreeWorks. So we've looked at the sign up for the customer when they browse the brochure marketing site, and then we walked through the admin features. We looked at the design and customization toolbar, and then finally at the go live workflow for getting customers to launch their store. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.